Hello everybody, welcome for an update on my project, Super Dungeon Explorer. So as you can see, and as warboss can see, I haven't put a video for about a week. It literally took me pretty much almost exactly 2 weeks. It was actually slightly less than 2 weeks. Last week on Thursday started my vacation, and I went back to work last night, Wednesday night, which actually to you would be Friday night, but whatever. So I did one work of Wednesday night, and then I have Thursday and Friday off. So I'm filming the video today, which is Friday morning, but it's kind of like my Thursday. I got all the miniatures except for the dragon fully assembled. I still gotta heat up this back leg here and see if I can kind of get it onto that base. And if not, then it's just gonna kind of get glued in place, and then I'll put the wings on. So he's pretty much just waiting on that last little aspect. I'm gonna try to see about moving his tail around a little bit as well. So that's what he's waiting on. Got both big guys all done up and complete. Like I said, do not use plastic glue on these miniatures, so it just does not work. What took me so long to clean and assemble these guys was the amount of mold lines that were on every single miniature. As you can probably see here, you can see a slight color differential in the actual miniature, and that was just because everywhere you see that was literally a mold line that I was trying to remove. And they were everywhere. Some things like here had like multiple mold lines that went in multiple directions, and there's just not really that, it wasn't really that fun, to be honest. Some of the easier things were here, like the boo box, 2 pieces. These actually, the bottom part here took a long time because the mold line went literally across all the way. The corner or the pillar part was pretty easy, and so even the skull was pretty easy. It didn't take too long, but they still took some time to get done. The dragon whelping one wasn't too bad. It was actually pretty easy compared to the other one. These little buggers here with the little spares, some of them are bent, and they're going to stay that way because even using hot water to try to bend them, they're so thin and fragile that they actually will snap. I actually had to glue a couple of these together, and then took some super glue and kind of lightly went around the perimeter of where it snapped after it kind of glued together to try to give some extra strength. A few of them, their tails didn't quite go in quite so well. There's a little gap. I think I'm just gonna leave the gaps and seams. I'm not gonna worry about them too much. I'm not gonna worry about too much painting the excuse me, the bad guys yet. Gonna get working on the heroes first, but now I have all these miniatures together, and I've already played 3 games with some of my friends, so the game is already getting some use as it stands. Already getting some games in there. My friends were a little bit shocked when I kicked their asses the console once the Dragon Balls came down. They're feeling pretty confident with dealing with the minions that I was spawning out on them. They just gotta kind of get down the idea that you can't just hack and slash your way through it and expect to win. You have to have some type of strategy to get to the treasure chests, get the totems down, and then still deal with the monsters, because if you don't, you'll get overwhelmed and they'll take you down. But they'll learn. I'll figure it out, I guess. That's how it goes. I mean, I've helped them out pretty much all 3 games. I've helped them out. so that they don't feel like I'm just screwing them. I haven't figured out what I want to do with Candy and Cola's base yet. Didn't really get a whole lot of feedback from everybody else on it either. But yeah, I think I might kind of go with a high fantasy type base with some grass, maybe some rock, and some snow. Kind of a little bit of everything. Maybe put a little flagstone down, just to kind of make a tie-in with no matter where that miniature goes, or what it gets used for. It'll have a nice high fantasy look. So if you want to know who Candy and Cola is, it's the one miniature doesn't come with the game. You have to buy it separate. It's metal. Good lord. Come on. Focus. Easiest model out of the whole thing that I had to clean. I really don't know what this is from. This is from the Orlando Sentinel. It's a little plastic block here with steel cable and an alligator clip. And I tell you what, this thing is godsend. I've used this multiple times for spray painting stuff that, you know, would normally fall down. It does a really good job in holding something up. I've used it on much bigger and heavier models. And as you can see here, you put the block down, and the block's heavy enough and stable enough because it's square to keep the miniature in place when it's holding onto its tab. And as you can see, all the heroes are white now because I have used my coat of not coat of arms, but my army painter white spray paint primer. A lot of people said they've had issues, but as you can see here, I had absolutely no issues whatsoever with using that primer. There's some places I'm going to have to touch up because I ran out of the primer. I used to use the Vallejo that I bought for my airbrush. It was just a good night here in Florida for me to prime the miniatures outside using the spray can. So I kind of just wanted to use it up, get rid of it. Where is she? The only one miniature really had a problem with her hand. You can probably see there's a gap there, and it's just going to have to stay there. I've played with trying to fill it in and make it attached to the weapon, and it was just a major pain in the ass, and I said to hell with it. I've already spent a little bit too much time on a lot of this already. For a project that's supposed to take you a month, I've already got 2 weeks in just cleaning and assembling. Not to say I didn't take one personal day break where I didn't do any miniatures. I played some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 with my friends on the computer through Steam. Obviously I took some breaks, but I mean I still did some models after the breaks to play the game. Girlfriend had a birthday party. Today was her birthday, so went out to eat, watched the movies back here at the house and whatnot before finishing this up. So, but for the most part, I was pretty steadily working on all these miniatures, trying to get these done as fast as I could. So I'd say probably really idealistically, probably two and a half to maybe 3 days short of taking a whole 2 weeks to clean every miniature to the best that I possibly can. Now when I prime these bad boys and get to it, if I find a mold line that I missed or anything like that, I'm not going to care. I've already spent way too much time on these little guys to fret over a mold line that I missed. I'm just going to leave it and paint over it, and you know, the heck with it. Especially on the little monsters, little creeps. So yeah, I've seen a couple people who've watched my video who now have the Super Dungeon Explorer. it's not GFX, it's oh man, I just watched the video last night. He had an unboxing with his two kids. One of them seemed to enjoy crawling all over and pounding on the box a little bit more than the stuff inside. The other one, I think, didn't really know what to think of it. And I don't think Solid Smurf saw this, decided to get this, but Solid Smurf is just doing an unboxing as well of the game, so he just recently got this game as well. But I want to say it was XT27X that got it, but I'm not too sure. If you give me a second, I will find out. Yeah, it was. So T27, also aka XT27X, got it and did an unboxing. I guess he saw the miniatures and the board game and everything and liked it so much that he ran off and bought it, and I guess right now he's amazed that his wife hasn't killed him. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. I'm probably wasting enough of your time. Look forward to seeing these guys painted. Candy and Cola might end up being the last one I'll do, to be seen. I've also debated on using some airbrush on these guys just to try to polish up my skills a little bit. But we'll see when we get there. I just got to kick them up with a little bit of white primer and then get going on the paint. Well, happy wargaming, everybody. Talk to you later.